How does that happen? Like you have this and then you're like, let's go bigger. I know it'll be okay.
Oh, it'll be fine.
But
It'll be fine.
still, it doesn't mean I'm not still nervous about it.
So it's come time that he's gonna drill a hole in the roof.
Again?
How big? Oh, nice. All right, you wouldn't believe that what Charity just said.
Yeah.
She gave me the okay.
It'll be interesting to see as this thing moves along if we really are going to get all of this more power. This just cost me more than I was planning on spending, but we'll see how it turns out. It's 480 watts a panel.
Yeah.
This is going to be a massive system.
Yes, it is.
But I mean, the worst case is you just lose the solar controller.
Ha! Holy cow.
I think that'll work.
Well, that'll definitely work.
So let's go split the breakers
Oh, the brakes.
and turn her on.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
This is boating really, really well. I'm so excited. So excited. This is just, anyway, making so many more things possible. So this is a super exciting day. We are finally getting solar installed in our RV along with 2 more Battleborn lithium batteries, and Derek with Cross Country RV Tech and Solar is going to help us with this project because we have no clue what we're doing.
I'm super excited to be here with you guys. So.
Yep, so Derek's here to help, and we're going to just kind of keep you posted on the process, how things go, and then we're gonna be off-grid capable.
Go Power sent us this kit, which actually is 800 watts worth of panels, all the wiring, everything needed to get solar on our rig. And then Battleborn sent us 2 of these 100 amp hour batteries. So this will give us a total of 600 amp hours. So 6 batteries. I'm excited. These things are heavy. Wiring, and this is where the magic happens. Alrighty, coming up. Seems like they're gonna fit, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
It's just such a nice big area. It's nice for big giant panels.
Man, it makes it a lot easier with 2 people.
They won't all fit in a row.
Okay.
We could get 3 there, but ideally it's gonna kind of be like 2 and 2. Like,
Okay.
Like 2 on the same plane and 2 on the same plane, or all 4 in the same.
Okay.
We wouldn't want to do like 3 and 1. I
3
guess
and
is what
1.
I'm getting at.
Okay. I think that's the goal I'd want to get at is 3,000 eventually.
if you
So
could-
with
If you could add 4 more 200s, and then do a string of like big panels back here,
yeah,
you know, which would be another like 14 to 1600 watts somewhere in there.
I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
It'll work good.
This will work. 2 here and then 2 there. Leaves me room for some here, here, there, and some big guys right down there.
All right, so Derek has been spending a lot of today just mapping out the plan of what's gonna go where and what is like the situation with the RV as far as where the wiring is and just all of the things to determine, okay, where do we go from here, laying out the plan. And the next thing is the part that makes me the most nervous, is starting to screw things into the roof. So
No leaks.
Go.
I'll let you guys do the holes.
Okay. All right, let's go put some holes in the roof. So there's an antenna here that is for the radio that we don't even use. So we're basically gonna take that off just so it doesn't smack against the panels there. So
There we go.
all right.
Positive to negative. It's series.
All right. So it's time to put the holes in.
The good thing is the butyl tape gets sucked down with the screw, so
Okay.
even this alone would last for a long time without leaking.
Okay.
But then when covered with dicor, as long as it's maintained, it should last forever. Florida sun melts everything. My heat shrink that's in the back of the truck shrunk itself.
So just out of curiosity, what was these 800 watts, the 4 200-watt panels, how long would it take in full sun to basically charge up the 6 100 amp hour Battleborn batteries?
I mean, if these were putting out max output, it'd take like 9.5 hours to charge your batteries from completely dead.
Completely
to
dead.
Completely full.
Okay,
So,
cool.
so in terms of what you'd really get, it'd probably take a couple days of being out in the sun.
Out in the sun and
to recharge.
partial shade. And okay, so what's the plan for tomorrow?
Hopefully get the batteries installed. I gotta get some stuff from Home Depot for that tonight and try to get everything wired. We got the panels mounted to the roof today, so we just gotta get a wire down from the roof for that, get the solar controller mounted, and I would think we should be able to knock most of it out tomorrow.
You keep me moving. You got me on my way with what you're doing. You get me going. A superhuman.
I'm just trying to get this upper rack built. There's gonna be a battery up here, so once I got this built and I can put the battery up there, then I can figure out the cable link between these two batteries, which will tell me what the battery cable link for each of these needs to be. You want to keep the overall link the same from positive to negative, so all your batteries through your switch, your catastrophic fuse, all the way to wherever your bus bars are, you want those to be the same, positive and negative, including your shunt on the negative side.
Prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings run in a direct line with a panametric fam.
The same thing for the inverter, positive and negative lines. You want those to be the same length as well.
A few moments later.
We were just debating
Right.
on the charge controller because Ben had said that you guys were talking about like where to put it.
Yeah.
And his suggestion was he wanted it like outside of the RV because he was concerned about it putting off heat and then trying to keep the inside of the RV cool.
Right.
Well, I disagree because I'm just concerned that if it gets too hot being on the outside, that it could like overheat and malfunction or cause like it to
would
go
shut
out
down.
prematurely.
It would shut down.
I don't know. I mean, that's why I was thinking like maybe we call Todd and ask what he thinks. Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
what's going on? That's all right. How about yourself?
Good. So we have Derek here. Thank you so much for like connecting us with Derek. That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
But we have a question. So
Okay.
Derek, I have you on speaker. So Derek, Ben, and myself, we're here discussing the location to put the charge controller. And Ben wanted to mount it like kind of like externally, like, 'cause so we have the Class A diesel pusher, right? And so the engine's in the back. He wanted to like figure out sort of how to mount it like underneath near where like our air cleaner is.
So do we want to mount it down in there because there's a lot of room down in there, or do we want to mount it up on the wall where potentially something could bump it? Or
And I think that's a bad idea and that we should put it on the inside. Like Derek was actually thinking like inside closet area. What say you?
Yeah, so it's a mixed bag because that is not outdoor rated. And even if it's, kind of under a shell where your air handler is, you got a lot of humidity.
Okay.
And that's what's going to show up on the terminals and corrode them.
Gotcha.
And while everything is tin coated, the copper's tin coated, the circuit board inside, it may be sealed. You're just taking a gamble on that.
Right, because what if we drive through a rainstorm?
But I mean, the worst case is you just lose a solar controller.
well,
They are right. If you put it indoors somewhere, there's going to be putting off heat. But if you can redirect that heat or close, you do want ventilation, right? Because you got to get that heat out of there.
Right. So the back closet area, like maybe mounting it on a wall in the back closet area. And we could always like crack a closet door, right? So like it wouldn't necessarily be closed off. I mean, leave a closet door
Yeah,
cracked.
that's fine. It's not going to make it like super uncomfortable. And quite honestly, if the air-conditioned air can get to it, it's going to perform better.
oh, okay.
Okay.
You just look at the heat sink on it. What I would suggest, though, is when you put it up on that wall, is get something that's a little heat reflective or something to put on the wall first.
So you have that heat
Yeah.
stuff still,
Mhm.
Ben? That
Yep.
Yeah, we have some stuff that we got. I forget why we bought it. Actually, I think the reason we got it is because Ben is kind of noise averse and he was trying to make our Class A sound like a Cadillac.
Sure.
So he was like going crazy with all sorts of material to like try to dampen
Sound
noise.
material, yeah. that's really good for the solar controller. And whether you guys determine in Florida in the summer, man, that closet is too darn hot. You know, I don't, you know, you can look at that at a later date to move it, but that'd be the safest place to put it.
All right. Well, thanks for verifying that I was right.
As always.
Darn it. No, no, anytime. Anytime.
All right. Cool. All right. See you, Todd.
We'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
I come bearing parts.
Awesome.
It's bigger than what
Bigger than
the
whatever.
picture showed, but
Okay.
that should do the trick.
I will definitely do the trick.
So what's this switch gonna do?
This is what's gonna allow a single leg inverter power both legs of the breaker panel box.
Okay.
So depending on what you have this set at, you know, like set to 1 would be when you're plugging into 50 amp. Set to 2 would be if you're plugging into 30 amp, 15 amp, or just running from the inverter and batteries. So there's a bunch of wiring that goes on inside here that I can show you once we get into that.
Awesome.
Okay. Day 2 of the solar install. Now I'm a little bit nervous because I was told that we now have holes in the roof. So anyway, I wanted to go up there and take a look at the vegetation. I'm sure everything's gonna be fine. It's just, you know, my heart and the water leaks that we've had in the past. We will have it sprayed over, but anyway, let's go take a look and see what we got going on.
I haven't showed her the holes in the roof yet.
I don't want to hear that.
They're not big, right?
Oh no, I mean you can put your hand in there, but
Small child. So I'm still nervous about these holes. I will feel better once that we can spray these brackets over. But then my other question is when we have these brackets sprayed over, like how easy are the panels to get off so they can spray over the bracket? Or are they just going to tape off the panel? Because I don't want any of the, like these panels can be so sensitive.
Yeah, I think they'll tape them off because it's not gonna be much to spray over that.
So they can maybe just mask off the
mask off
panel
the part
and spray around the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But being up here, like one thing I'm realizing, there's a lot of roof space. Like we could add a lot more later, but
See, now you're thinking like I'm thinking.
but we'd also have to, I mean, you can only, whatever your battery capacity is.
Right.
Like that's the other thing you have to remember you're working with when you're looking at these types of installs is that you could fill the whole roof with panels, but if you don't have the battery capacity to store the energy that you're getting from the sun, it's a moot point. It's not
Right.
like it immediately converts
Yeah.
and you're running straight from solar to your appliance. You
Yeah.
have to have that battery capacity.
Exactly. So, am I hearing you say? What am I hearing you say?
You're hearing me say that we probably are going to be about max, but we got the deployables coming, right?
Max meaning we might need
I don't know
more
where
batteries.
we put more batteries, honestly.
Yeah.
There comes a point
Yeah.
where you only have so much room.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good because this is going to enable a lot more flexibility with camping. But the biggest thing that we've talked about is wanting to be able to do more harvest hosts this summer.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean extended boondocking, but it's that one night of boondocking where we want to be able to still run all of the things to keep us comfortable as far as fans or, you know, the fridge is now 12 volt, all of those things. Maybe even run the AC for a couple hours if we have to just kind of cool it off a little bit and then let some fans take over. And so this is going to make that type of camping more possible and give us some more flexibility and make things a little bit cheaper. So that's going to be the exciting part.
What'd you find?
I ran to the middle of the road. I'm taking to the fire pit.
Okay. Nice. Thanks, bud.
You keep me moving. You got me on my way with what you're doing. You get me going. A superhuman. And now I'm on.
a little bit of heat shrink and you got a nice completed cable.
You get me going. You get me.
So it's come time that he's gonna drill a hole in the roof.
Again?
How big? How big? Oh, nice.
I was like,
No, it's just little. It's only 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a small hole.
all right, good. I was like getting scared. is like, sorry. And the noises of those guys up there, man, it sounds like they're going to come through the roof. I mean, I know they're not going to, but it literally sounds like that they're going to. Oh, I got pull wires. That's a lot of wires. Maybe I pulled too much. I don't know anything about any of this, which is why Derek is helping us, because Ben and I probably would have totally jacked it up. So thank you, Derek. We'll have all of his info below, because without him, this would not have happened today. And since we decided to put the solar controllers in this back closet area, we were talking through this last night, and what we did is we went ahead and had a piece of plywood put up, just so that the weight of the controllers isn't like into the wall. RV walls can be pretty thin, and so when you're looking at mounting something that has some weight to it, you have to have something to reinforce it. So we have this board that we put up, piece of plywood essentially, that we'll paint over, or maybe wallpaper over later for the mounting of the solar controllers, so that they're inside, but they're not gonna like pull out of the wall either.
All right, you wouldn't believe that what Charity just said.
Yeah.
She gave me the okay to
Oh, really?
get the 3 panels. So.
Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah. So
Things are growing already.
yeah, right. Exactly. That's usually how it works in a project like this. But it's really going to give us quite a bit, right? Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
Yep. It was just a suggestion.
Ben and Derek are leaving to go pick up more solar panels, and I feel like that this project is going well. I mean, it is going well, right? It's not that it's not going well at all, but it's just hilarious to me how it's like you get into a project like this, and then you just like start processing things, and then Ben has like a Tim the Tool Man Taylor more power moment.
What do we need?
Where he's like, I think we need more panels, and they're available locally, so let's go get more panels. So more panels they went to go get. And the other thing too is being on the roof yesterday and looking at how much space we have up there. We do have a lot of space up there, so I guess might as well, right? But my thing is I'm just still not 100% convinced. Now I have limited knowledge, but that more panels are really going to make as big of a difference is what they're all thinking that it's going to make, because we only have 6 of the battle-born lithium batteries, and you can only at some point, you know, it doesn't matter how many panels you have if you don't have the battery storage to go with it. So it'll be interesting to see as this thing moves along if we really are going to get all of this more power. You know, something else that I have to say, Tony and Todd from the NRVTA, this is your fault. This is 100% your fault. If it hadn't been for RV Unplugged, if it hadn't been for boondocking for 2 weeks, none of this would be happening right now. So I don't know yet whether I need to say thank you or screw you, because this has turned into a project and a half. This just cost me more than I was planning on spending, but we'll see how it turns out.
Take the next left on Titan Road, then turn left onto Exchange Drive.
So it's 480 watts a panel.
yeah.
This is going to be a massive system,
Yes, it is.
like bigger than we were planning.
Yeah,
It grew. It
Just
grew.
the solar.
How does that happen? Like you have this, and then you're like, let's go bigger.
It's a guy
Wow.
thing.
It must
Oh,
be a
it's
guy
3
thing.
times bigger.
Well, you know, okay, I will say this. It's a good thing we have a Class A diesel pusher, because like weight is not a problem.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing with this is like you don't have to worry about weight. So
These are huge. Love it.
oh my gosh, they're bigger than you guys.
That's way bigger than I'm used to. I didn't know if I was gonna make it there for a second. Oh man. Oh yeah, that's a beauty.
But if you're cool with it there, that gives you enough of a walkway on this side that you'll be all right.
Yep.
So.
No, that's perfect. I think that'll work.
Well, that'll definitely work.
Solar controllers here, all the wiring, and then this is where the controllers are going to be mounted, right there. Good morning. What's on the agenda today? Finish everything up today?
It is now day 4. Originally, Derek was thinking this project would take 3 days, but I think that we threw a monkey wrench in it when we said more solar. So, should be about wrapped up today. We've got the panels are all on the roof. Derek is hooking up the charge controllers at the moment. All of the wiring is done where some stuff had to be redone because we did want to be able to at least run one of our air conditioners. So that's going to be the big test today too, to see with that AC, how long is it going to run for with the solar that we've got. We also did pick up some deployable solar panels on Amazon. So those will give us a little bit more absorption from the sun. And the nice thing with those is because they're deployable, meaning you can, move them around. We can move them around if we do end up where we're parked in an area where there's more shade, like in a campsite, and then we could move those over to where that we can get more sun. We got the fridge turned on, running off of 12 volts. We're starting to drain some battery down. The RV has been disconnected from shore power for at least 48 hours now. So we know that we get some battery drainage happening. It's going to be excited to see how fast that they charge once that the solar's plugged in.
Drilling more holes, huh?
Yep.
That's gonna make Charity happy.
Yep, it's always fun drilling into the fiberglass. We just try to score it a little bit.
Think you can move it down a little bit?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Let's put this back in. This will be for your portable panels. So it's just a Furrion port.
Then we'll have an MC4 adapter that'll
Correct.
plug into and daisy chain the portables.
Yep, right.
Cool.
Just gives you a little more solar.
Awesome.
What did you say this was for?
That's for the portables. So the two.
The deployables plug into here.
Yeah, the deployables.
Do they link together? Is that
Yeah,
how those work?
I've got a little daisy chain.
There's a bus bar. That's all the solar controllers go to that bus bar, and then it comes off that bus bar and connects to this bus bar.
But the deployables, we just plug those into here,
Yeah.
and then they connect. But then it comes into.
It's all tied in. So basically,
Little
yep.
handy dandy port thing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Should we test this out?
I guess. I mean, are we ready to start testing it?
Yeah.
We can start turning stuff on.
Yep.
We're good?
Maybe we just have to go flip the fuses. So let's go flip the breakers
Oh, the brake.
and turn her on.
All right, let's do it.
All right. These are the two solar controllers for the panels, and then this is for the portables. So let's go ahead and, you want to go ahead and flip those on, Charity?
So where's the, just all three?
All three of
come
them.
to on?
Yep, go down.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
All right.
And so now we can look at the app and see what is coming in.
Right now, it looks like it thinks we're plugged into 30 amp service. So this display looks like it would normally look when we are plugged into power and not just using the inverter.
Right. So now the 12 volts part of the RV and the 120 is both live all the time unless we switch that switch.
Right. So basically the RV, it thinks that we're plugged in
Yeah.
even when we're not plugged in because it's running off of the lithium.
Right. And guess what? Now all the plugs are live.
Which is nice.
Yeah. And we got to keep in mind the hot water heater, the electric,
Yes.
we have to turn that off and be cognizant because that was on. I always left that on because
Yeah, I'm like, make
we
sure
only
it's off.
used it when we plugged in. So I just left it on.
Well, and we
yeah.
do still have the propane.
Right.
So when we're boondocking, we'll just probably use the propane on that if we feel like that the power consumption with the solar, like if for some reason we feel like something's got to go electric wise, then that could be one of the first things to go because there's an alternative heat source on that. That's zone 1 and then cool, right?
Yep, cool.
Okay, so it says set to 68. That's pretty cold. Well, no, let's make it reasonable here. Let's do a real world test.
Okay.
So
the compressor's on now. It's at 12. Okay, so let's turn the fridge on.
Next thing is the fridge. Just because from a real world scenario, we will always have the fridge on. So far, so good. Yeah. I mean, we got one AC running. The fridge is running. That light's on.
Yeah.
I mean, so like we can't go too crazy here. Like that's the thing I think you have to remember when you're looking at this is the name of the game isn't like live like you normally would when you are hooked up to a campground. Like the next thing I would do is maybe turn on the vacuum. Yeah, no, you're not gonna be able to do that. You're gonna have to be careful about, you know, you probably wouldn't want to start running your Instant Pot if the AC's on, you know, that kind of stuff. But just like you can still have the comforts that you want. You just have to make sure you do it kind of like in the right order and not like all at once. Because then of course you're gonna just overload your system, or not really overload, but suck it dry like that, and then have to wait for that to recharge with the solar. So let's check the Victron app. So this is so cool. I'm watching this on the Victron app, and these numbers are actually going up on our time remaining. So normally, of course, when we'd be boondocking, our time remaining based on the current consumption, you know, you'd have this leveled off, right? Because you're draining your batteries by consuming energy. At this point, we're actually gaining time with an air conditioner running and the fridge running. Oh my gosh. I mean,
that's awesome.
I don't want to dare turn on the other AC right now, but this preliminarily, and the deployables aren't even out yet.
Right.
This is boding really, really well. This RV Unplugged rally, this is going to be a completely different experience for us. Oh my gosh. Like now I'm getting way excited. Way excited. So excited. So excited. This is just, anyway, making so many more things possible. And obviously, if we didn't have Derek in the mix.
You're awesome, Derek. We appreciate you.
So we'll have all of Derek's information in links in the description below, but we will also have him over on our partners page, which we'll have a link for that because we have a whole bunch of businesses that we partner with that provide discounts, services, all sorts of things. So he'll be listed over on our partners page as well. But all of his info in the links below because you're mobile.
Yep. We'll go, if I can drive into our fifth wheel there, we'll come there.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So
and he learned from the best. He learned from Todd at NRVTA.
Yep.
He's got a couple other contacts he keeps in the community with.
So I got a great support system.
Great support system, and he knows what he's doing, obviously. So
no, this is amazing. Amazing. Yeah. And it turned out honestly, having you here, like I feel like it was bigger and better than what we had originally pictured just because of the expertise that you brought to us saying, well, you could do this and you could do this and now this is possible, and we didn't even think any of that was going to be possible. So really appreciate Derek like doing above and beyond to have this amazing system.
You guys have officially been plugged into nature.
Yes, we've officially been plugged into nature.
Love it. Cool. And I'll pay you later for the whole convincing Charity to add more panels.
Extra solar.
Yeah, extra solar. So we'll talk later about that.
Awesome. All right, sounds great. Drive safe.